So, and we're not like live or anything. No one's like seeing us right now.
Good, so if I fall and I do happen to get in the picture, we're gonna edit that.
Yes, we can edit that right out. There we go. Okay, great. Okay, good morning. This is, you know, advanced ballet or Ballet 4-5 or men's class or Pointe dancers working out kind of like bar fitness, not PIO, but really great cross training video. It's a really good name for it. Somebody help me name this thing I'm doing here, okay? And this is a booty day, so just gear up, people. I'm just gonna talk to you on camera, and you'll, then you can play your own music at home and you won't be able to hear ours, and that will be terrific. So join us now. This is the same warm-up that we do in each one of these, and it's also the way that men's class starts. So we, on Thursday, the 19th of March, we'll make a men's class video of their whole warm-up, and if you want to do that instead, because you are really trying to get a huge workout, you can do that instead. This is a shorter warm-up than that. You can take this into a releve if that feels good in your body. We're gonna come to the edge of our mat and step down into low lunge. Try not to tense your hand and twist. Down, switch, twist. I like to do 4 of these slowly. Find a placement, and then you can go a little bit quicker to build up some heat in your body. Then we're going to come down into a plank. You can be in a full plank here for this if you would like. I'm going to double fold my mat because I'm going to be on my knees for this. Holding your full plank, and we're doing push-ups. Hold at the bottom. Now we're lifting a leg. Lift. If you want to make this more intense, stay on one leg. Try and keep your hips level, which is really going to lower your range of motion. Okay, we don't want you to flack up into that. We want you to keep right and left hip square and lift. Push-ups again. And then stay down. Find your downward dog. Bend your knees and roll up. Excuse me while I find my sweat towel. Whew. Back center. I'm going to do this portion from the center. You don't have to take a break like I did right there unless you have seasonal allergies and you need to blow your nose. Find your center, and we're going to do a series of ballets. If this is too difficult, you can do 1 foot at a time, right foot and left foot. Bring that into a lunge. We talked about this lunge in my last video. You do not want to try and get your knee under your hip there. You want to spread it out further behind you, and that will actually protect your knee more than trying to square it all up. Coming center. This is also for men's class. Turn out. Traditional fitness squat and parallel. Turn out, parallel. Turn out, parallel. Try and keep your chest up the whole time. Come up for one more, take a deep breath, and then settle back into chair pose. In chair pose, we want our heels on the floor. We want our core pulled up and tight, and we want our lumbar spine to be extended. We don't want a really big sway in your back here, right into the soup bowl, okay? We want that to be flat to protect our back. While you're down here, you can try a hip side to side movement, which is a little distracting so that you can make it through holding the chair pose that long. Now, if you've got some teeny tiny weights at your house, you can use them here. I'm gonna use some teeny tiny weights. And we're going to do some chair pose and sit the position to be step into a little row. So we're gonna start here with our arms in second position in front of our bodies, and then we'll come to chair pose, row, and center, chair pose. So I'm staying on the same side right now, which is more intense, but if it becomes too intense, obviously I could take off some of my weight, but also, I don't want to take off some of my weight, but I want to lessen, I can switch sides. I know this is a parallel movement, so that shouldn't make a difference, but it does. Perhaps it's just distraction. Keep it over here on the side you were going to. Throw it out. And now we're going to extend a leg, this one behind, opposite one reaching forward. We're going to pull. You can do this faster if you would like to now. I'm not going to do it faster. If I do it faster, my core goes away. It destabilizes and I arch my back, which I don't want to do. It's not going to be effective work, and it's also going to leave me sore tomorrow. Now I'm in chair pose on the other side, and I pull back, center, here, center, here. We're going to extend and extend this on the other side. You can make this more difficult by plie more deeply. You have that in your wheelhouse, or by going faster. You could go twice as fast as I am going right now. You can also stop using your arms in opposition and start bringing both up and down. I'm not going to do that because that really destabilizes my core. But if it does it for you, go ahead and do that. A little more. I'm going to pick my weights back up again. I wanted to do a few of those fast with you, but I can't do it fast if I have to have my weights in my hands. These are a 2-pound weight. This is just like a port de bras weight, meant to increase your strength in port de bras. And generally, ballet dancers do the port de bras that they know with holding the weights. And then they repeat all the port de bras that they know, not holding the weights, so that you have a chance to do your fingers, which of course are not correct right now. And you have that lightened load, and so your port de bras gets that quality of defying gravity. Let's do 2 on each arm. And you can turn to singles, and then if you would like, you can do an extension here, and here, and here. Again, keeping your core strong, belly button pulled back to your spine, and your lower back is not in charge of this. It is not shortening and lengthening every time you extend that leg. It is staying stable. Whew. We're gonna go to our bar now. That might be a sturdy chair at your house or a wall, and any of those are okay. Grab a drink of water, towel off if you need to. And then join me in a leg swing, front to back. You can use attitude here. In fact, it is better if you do, because it doesn't impinge the hips quite as much. Freeze in the front. Now, this is going to be very difficult for me, so you just imagine you're like so much higher than mine probably, and know that you can do that. We're flexing both knees and the hips and the ankles, and then we're pointing everything. Now we're going to bring it to the back. We're going to do some little lifts here, right behind you, with your knee that you're standing on bent, and your core engaged, and keeping your lower back from being in charge. I could do this very high in my lower back, there, but that is very bad for my body, and I don't struggle with lower back strength. I don't need help there. In fact, he takes over all the time. So if you were like me, and after a workout like this, you're feeling out across your low back, then you need to lower your leg and find your glute. Find the place where your bikini stops before your leg starts, and squeeze there to lift this leg. Whew. You can keep squeezing if you can do that. I can only just hold it now. That's all I've got left. You can also straighten up, which is what I'm going to do right now, to hold on for a little bit longer. You can straighten up your supporting leg. Oh, good, we're done. In between legs, you can do a little like pony dancey out thing here to get your heart rate to come back up. We're working a lot of your muscles today, and there's less cardio work. So if you're still wanting to get your heart rate up, this is a good time to kind of bounce back and forth. If you're like me and you're gonna get your cardio later, between legs, you can do this mermaid stretch here, to release the gluteal muscles of your supporting leg. And then we're gonna switch to the other leg. If you, like me, lack tissue in your around the bones of your foot, you try and you're dancing at home on a hardwood floor like this one. Try dancing on your yoga mat. That's why I put my yoga mat over here so that my supporting foot is on it. Hold it here, and then it cushions so that I don't have bones pressing into the floor. It means that when she asks us to releve this, when I ask you to releve it, not today, but maybe in April, you can do that. I'm wearing bare feet today, but you can also wear bar socks, or you can wear ballet flats, whatever works for you to do this. I like to wear bare feet mostly because there are elements of yoga. Pass to the back. In this offering that I'm giving to you, and because dancers need to practice displaying their toes and paying attention to where their weight is in their foot, and that's easier to see if your foot is bare. You can look down and see if you're rolled out or rolled in, if your knee isn't tracking, if your instep isn't supported, all that stuff. Here are those pulses. Really should have done my weekly leg first. That's true. That's all. You did it. You can keep going. If you're joining us on camera, you can keep going. This is refreshing. That my hamstring is what made me stop today, not my glute. If you're still with us and you're lifting, you have 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Count down. Be done. Join me in a stretch if you haven't done that already. This is a great hamstring stretch. You haven't met him before. It's great. Press a flat back with your tail feathers. Straighten your knee. And then join us for a little cardio bounce. We're coming back to the front. We're swinging down in a parallel plie and up. A little bit like the warm up, but with less control, more momentum being allowed to come into this movement. Up and down. And again, you can releve this now that you're no longer in warm up. You can also jump it if you would like to do that. I would like to do neither one of those things. Stay here and straighten. Little squat, little straighten. When you straighten, you squeeze forward. These arms help you do that. You can keep it here, or you can intensify and go down, in, down, in, down. Continue, enjoy that. I'm not going to do that with you, but you know about it. You can also bring your hands up when you do that. Or down. For some more cardio. And if you're like, I need one more level, give me one more level. You can go down and then you can dance to the side, squat, dance to the other end of your mat. Down, back and forth that way. Come to a rest there. Whew. Towel up, get a tiny break. If you've got tiny weights, you can pick those back up. You can put both in one hand. Tiny weights meaning 1 to 5 pounds. Don't get crazy here. More is not always better. Okay. We start with a tricep press back here, which I was just doing with way too much range of motion, but it should be going up past your back and to your hip. Past your back and to your hip. Let it be small. And then, if you've got the balance for it, I want you to extend out behind you the opposite leg. Start there. You can work this in parallel. It's good for you. And then you can leave it out there and go lifting both, lifting both, lifting both, both. Then you hold it up. Open side with your leg, return to parallel back. Open side, return. Open side, return. Ooh. Open side, return. Try not to put that leg down. Bring it up here. It's in passe. And now we're going extend, bend, extend, bend. Give yourself a tiny break. You've done that on one side. We're gonna do it on the other side. So I put both of my weights in one hand, or you could go down to one weight, or this is great with no weight. You're in a hip width chair pose or squat. And again, I'm gonna bring my weights to my pocket and then extend, pocket, extend, pocket. Okay, so this is not like the row before, which has a larger range of motion and is focused on your back. It's here, and you're extending there. And you can reach out behind you. Straighten and extend both. It's hard for me to remember to keep my weights in my hip pocket when I do that, and I'm working on it. Keep it out there, pulse both. Now my arm is straight, my left arm is straight, and I'm just pressing straight up. You can probably see this arm better, so this is what I'm doing. Squeezing my tricep every time I lift. Keep it up, out, and back to parallel. Side, back to parallel. This is parallel, so this feels really weird to the ballet people, because I want your knee to be in front there instead of on top. Support your lower back. Keep going, even if your teacher stops. I'll let you know when you're supposed to stop. Ooh, keep going. Open to the side, bring it back to parallel. One more time, open to the side and back to parallel. Ooh, bring it up, try not to put it on the ground. You can start your arms here, extend everything, bend everything. Keep it up, 2 more. You're done. Put your foot down. Woo. If you're like me, you might need a little bit of ankle rolling to happen. My proprioceptors are tired after all of that. But thankfully they're nice and warm, so I can warm them up. You can put your weights down, towel off, get a drink of water, and then we're gonna sit down in a double attitude position. when you sit in this position, and I'm gonna do my weaker leg first, so the leg that's working is the one that's in the back. Your front leg, the shin and knee should be in line with your yoga mat. If you're not using a yoga mat, find a line on the floor where two floorboards meet or something along those lines. And then your back knee should be in line with the back of the mat, if you can get it there. I can't quite get mine to be there. Oh, maybe I can. Yes, okay. We'll see if we can also work there as well. You can start here with your hand. What we're trying to do is lift. Can you see that? You see my little lift? Let me lift it with my hand so you can see. Apparently, flexibility-wise, my leg can do this. It can come up this high in this position. Strength-wise, I can't lift it there by itself. So I can think thoughts about that, but lift it, and this is how much higher I can get. So the first thing that you do is you lift and lower. This is isolating your piriformis muscle and some of your deep six rotators. The way that you're sitting like this prevents you from turning on any of the helping muscles that are larger that usually help you, like your quadricep and all of those muscles on top. You're lifting. If you can get your arm out here while you do it, great. Then you keep it up, you lift the knee, and again, if you can stay sitting up like this and lift the knee, you keep the toes up and then you lift the knee as well. So the relationship between the toes and the knee should stay the same. I have to come over here to make that work. So you don't want your toes to drip down here, you want them to lift up. You're lifting, lifting, lifting. You might in a mirror like me. So remember, maybe toe toward the ceiling, and then you press back, press back, press back. If you've got a mirror that you can see yourself in, you should be able to see your foot above your knee in the mirror. Whew. And pause. Oh. I'm gonna give that guy a little stretch out. You can do this half mermaid position here. Oh. And back down, and we're gonna switch sides. This is gonna be good. This is my good side, but now this side is very tired. And when you get over here, you'll realize that having the floor underneath your hip at this point feels like you're trying to roll out that hip while using it, which is just doesn't feel so great, but you can be brave like me. I'm gonna find my foot. This is helpful. If you've never done an exercise like this before to find your piriformis, lift your own foot first and help your brain go, oh, I see, that's where that comes from. Getting you in there is where it gets you. And then lift it yourself and lower. Lift it yourself and lower. Lift and lower, lift. Lift. With your core stabilized and your back long. And then you lift it and leave it there. Lift the whole enchilada. Lift, lift. And then press back, press back, press back, press back, press back. Try to keep that toes above the knee. Press, press, press. Oh, put it down. Stretch up. Oh, and down. Point both of your feet towards the end of the mat. We're going to do some bridge work. Okay. Not bridge as in yoga bridge. Now we're talking about like fitness bridge. Excuse me. You want your heels and the balls of your feet flat on the ground, and you want your palms facing downward, and you're going to push up into this position here. You can push this as far up as you would like. I feel much better up further, and then you can see me sort of tuck my elbows in to make a better space. In a perfect world, like the full range of motion for this position is to get up on your shoulders like I am here. So if this is where you can get today, then be there. But if it feels, I used to think I could only get here until I got here and realized how much more restful this actually is. So if you can get up here, go ahead and join me up here. I think you'll like it. We're holding up in that position. I have to part my knees a little bit. I can't keep them parallel and also turn on all of my booty and my deep six rotator. So if you also here, when you keep it really parallel, press up. If you, like me, feel that mostly in your lower back, again, that is not where we want to feel that. This isn't lower back class. So you can turn your legs out a little bit and then press up. And then I can engage all of my booty things.
and lead my low back out of it. I can also squeeze my core. I can flatten my abdominals, and I can lengthen in my low back. Lower that down. Now you can do a gazillion things with this bridge if you like bridge. This kind of happens to be something I really don't like to do, which probably means I should do it all the time. But you can go up into that the fullest place you can and then lower halfway. Press back up to full. Okay, you can hold it really high. You can hold it with one leg in the air. You can hold it with the other leg in the air. You can hold it, now I physically can't do this, but you can push up to your highest point and then lift a leg, and then half lower, fully extend, half lower, fully extend on both legs. All of those things are options for you here in your bridge pose. Whew.
Releve.
Oh, and you can also releve. Thank you. You can, with all of your feet flat on the ground, you can then press up here, which again is harder. It is harder, but it also creates more space for you to get your weight up on your shoulders. And so in some ways, it's easier. Oh, so you can try that as well. We're gonna roll like a ball back and forth a couple of times. This is just a little massage, but you can use it to stand up if you would like. We're not gonna do that yet because we're gonna stretch, because you made it. You made it all the way through, and now we're going to stretch our gluteal muscles and all of our upper leg, our hip abductors, all the things. You can spinal twist here. I talked about this in my yoga rest day stretch video that I did. It's in my bedroom if you're trying to find that video. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, so we'll get it there. We talked about that you can bend this one as well if you have that in your practice. Okay, you can get this elbow involved, push all of that. But I mean, meeting my own needs here. And that's what I need. And then on the other side, we can do the same thing. We can stretch and twist. Whew. Always remembering to make sure that you're sitting up tall before you do this twist. We don't want you to be scrunched down without proper posture and then trying to twist your spine. It doesn't like that. It's not good for you. So turn that. You can flex this arm up and press away if you would like. I feel like I can get more stretch if I keep it down and press there, kind of engage my lats to help me get a longer stretch here. Oh, we're gonna open one leg to the side, and I am incorporating this stretch because a fitness person asked me to do it, and I realized it was very difficult for me. So I thought, oh, we should probably do this. And it feels the same as stretching in second when you go side, but when you try to stretch facing the leg, this shape here impinges how far you can get in a way that was quite interesting to me. So take a moment and explore that with me. And one of your assessments may be that everybody has to say, is this hard for you? Because if I let my leg go out there right now, I could lay my chest on my leg. But with this in place, I can't. And the tension feels like it's coming from my outer hip. So I'm curious about that. Switch legs. And then the other one. Go side first. That feels the same to me, or pretty close to the same, as if I had my right leg extended. And then try and face the leg. And again, always, just like in all of our classes where we do this stretch, we want you to square up your shoulders to your toes. We want you to push those shoulders down, not let them round up like earrings. And we want you working toward a flat back. Stretching forward there. Okay. Breaking your neck back like that, like I was just doing. That's my body's expression of tension, but I don't have to let it do that. Okay. You made it through booty day. Well done. Hope your booty's on fire. Round booty to you. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Thank you for joining me today.